Have you ever had that strange feeling of thinking about someone, and suddenly that person sends you a message? Or of hearing exactly what you needed to hear at the exact moment you were feeling lost? Maybe you called it a coincidence, but what if I told you none of it is by chance? There's a phenomenon called synchronicity, an invisible dance between you and the universe. A symbolic communication that goes beyond logic and can completely change the way you see reality. In this video, you'll discover what synchronicity is, how it connects to quantum physics, neuroscience, and spirituality, and how you can begin to recognize and use these signs to live with more purpose, alignment, and clarity. The term synchronicity was coined by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in 20th century psychology. For Jung, synchronicity happens when two or more events occur simultaneously and meaningfully, but without any logical or causal connection. For example, you're thinking about changing careers, and that same day, someone randomly brings up that exact topic. Or you dream of a word, and it appears in a song, on a billboard, or in a conversation soon after. Traditional science might call it mere coincidence, but Jung believed in the existence of a collective unconscious, a kind of mental field that connects everything and everyone. In that sense, synchronicity is like a whisper from the universe, a code, a mirror, a response. But is it just our brain noticing more of what we want to see? Partially, yes. There's a structure in the brain called the Reticular Activating System. It works like a perception filter. Whatever you focus on, the RAS highlights. That's why when you buy a new car, it seems like everyone suddenly has the same one. Or when you're in love, everything around you seems to talk about love. Our brain is programmed to seek patterns. But here's the big question. What if these patterns aren't just being noticed, but attracted? What if you're not only paying attention, but literally creating these connections through your vibration? Quantum physics reveals something revolutionary. Reality is not fixed. It is shaped by the observer. In the famous double-slit experiment, light particles behave differently depending on whether or not they're being observed. That means the simple act of looking changes the outcome. The boundary between mind and matter isn't as clear as we once thought. We are co-creators of reality. Quantum field theory suggests that everything is potential energy, waiting to be collapsed by consciousness. Now think about this. If your consciousness influences matter, and if everything in the universe is connected through an energy field, synchronicities could be exactly that. Events aligned with your emotional and vibrational frequency. You've probably heard that like attracts like. That's the basis of the law of attraction. Your thoughts, when charged with emotion, create a vibration. That vibration attracts events, people, and experiences that match it. Spirituality calls it energetic alignment. Quantum physics calls it wave function collapse. Psychology calls it synchronicity. But at the core, we're talking about the same thing. Authors like Neville Goddard, Abraham Hicks, Joe Dispenza, and Greg Braden explain that the universe responds to our inner coherence. When our thoughts, feelings, and actions are aligned, life starts to respond. And synchronicities become more and more frequent. As if the universe were saying, keep going. You're on the right path. Now, you might be wondering, how can I recognize these signs? How do I know it's not just my mind playing tricks on me? Here are some practical keys. Be present. Most synchronicities are missed because we're too distracted to notice them. Meditate. Quiet your mind. When you silence the inner noise, you start to hear the subtle language of the universe. Keep a synchronicity journal. Write down everything. Repeating numbers, phrases you keep hearing, unexpected encounters, curious patterns. This increases your sensitivity to symbolic fields. Follow your intuition. Many synchronicities don't make logical sense at first, but if you feel it, follow it. The meaning often comes later. And remember, synchronicities are not predictions. They are directions. They show you when something is aligned with your essence. In the end, synchronicity is a dance between the invisible and the visible, between what you feel inside and what begins to happen outside. Nothing is random. You are connected to something greater, to an intelligence that responds, that guides, that speaks to you in silence. The question is, are you listening? If this video resonated with you, like it, share it with someone who needs these signs, and subscribe to the channel. Here, we talk about consciousness, energy, quantum physics, mind and soul. Because transformation begins the moment you awaken. See you in the next video.